Let's brutally rate some concealers that I own. And these are like a bunch of concealers. I don't think it's even all of them. Number 1, this is the Hourglass concealer. I loved it. For the longest time, this concealer was like my ride or die. It's so creamy, so full coverage. It's literally perfect. But it broke me out, so I had to stop using this. If you don't have sensitive skin like me though, I definitely recommend to try it. This Merit concealer I loved as well, but it just kept breaking. Like, I've been through 2 of these. I thought it was my fault, but the top just keeps coming off. I think it's stuck right now, but this one fell off. It's amazing though as a formula. It's really full coverage. It's really good for covering blemishes, but the top keeps breaking off and it's like such an issue for me. So yeah, I would definitely repurchase if it had better packaging. This Say concealer is a really good option. I think this is an eye brightener too, but it looks good under your under eyes. It doesn't really cling to dry spots and it lasts all day. The only thing about this is I don't think it has a good shade range. But yeah, if you have like a similar skin tone to me, I definitely recommend to check it out. Okay, this Charlotte Tilbury concealer is good, but it's not like great. Like, I don't reach for it. It's a good concealer. It's just not something I reach for often because it's just average. Same with the Chanel one. It's a really good concealer, but you can probably find a bunch of concealers, but for a cheaper price. Because I think this was like $42. However, this NARS concealer, I've tried to like this, but it just looks terrible on me. It's super cakey and it always patches near my eyes no matter what I do. So tell me what I'm doing wrong because this is like people's holy grail. It just does not work on me. This Forever Skin Corrector by Dior is like my favorite concealer ever. I use this every day. It's amazing. It lasts all day. It's such high coverage. I love it. And I'm never getting tired of it. This Kulfi concealer was sent to me. I don't use it much, but I think the shade range for this brand is really good, especially if you're someone who struggles to find concealers because of your undertones. This is people's ride or die. It's like the Born This Way concealer by Too Faced. So high coverage. You get so much product. I don't reach for it because it does irritate my skin. But yeah, I definitely recommend for someone who doesn't have sensitive skin. This Clio concealer is also a good option. It's affordable. I don't know about the ingredients. But yeah, I feel like it could be a dupe for Hourglass because it is super creamy. So yeah, definitely recommend. This Huda Beauty concealer is also super full coverage like the Hourglass one. This might have like ingredients that can irritate people's skin, but I was honestly so impressed by how creamy this was. Like, oh my god. Okay, I hate this so much. I tried to like this. This Rare Beauty eye brightener has an interesting applicator. Like, it can be seen as innovative, but it just makes applying it on your skin so difficult. It just makes it so uneven, patchy, and this just looks really bad on my skin. It clings to dry spots, etc. No. This Glossier concealer was amazing. This is a new one. I have an old one. I need to find an old one because I've used literally almost all of it until I found out it had beeswax on it, and that was the reason why I was getting pimples on my face. So I can't use concealers that have beeswax on it. But yeah, if you guys don't have sensitive skin, definitely check that concealer out. It's so hydrating. It's so amazing and it feels like so great under your eyes. Okay, so this is one I got on Olive Young. It's like a color correcting concealer palette. This always patches off. It's cakey. I don't like this. This is a Pro Tip Concealer by The Sam. This is really good. This is a color correcting version, but I do have the regular one and it's super cheap, super affordable, and it looks great on skin. Lastly is this Armani concealer. It's good. I just don't reach for it often. It's pretty light coverage, so I just don't use it a lot. Anyways, that's it for rating most of my concealer videos. I need to find more if I have any more. Let me know if you like videos like this. I can do them with like a ton of makeup products I have. But yeah, bye guys.
Literally, I was blending it out, but I couldn't even see where I had just blended it out because it just melted into my skin.
I have never ran so fast to purchase a product before in my life. So this is a Patrick Ta Face Cream Foundation, and I have never seen so many good reviews about a product before in my life. So I'm excited to get into this. Hi. My skin is prepped with my moisturizer, so let's go into this with a brush. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous because I want this to be exactly like it was in the video. This is the most skin-like I'm actually at a loss for words right now. This is the most skin-like foundation that I think I've ever used, and it looks just as good in the mirror as it does in the camera. I want to see how it goes on with a a sponge as well. Oh my God. Let's see if it will cover up this. What? I think I prefer to put it on with a brush over a beauty blender, but if you're trying to get into like the little areas here, then you definitely want to go on with a beauty blender and under the eyes, because it really just gives it that seamless airbrush look. I'm really loving this as a like your skin but better cream foundation, but I'm gonna do the rest of my face and then report back to you. For the final touch, I'm going in with the finishing powder, and I'm just gonna put that lightly under my eyes. I just realized that I had the beauty mode on, but this is with it off, and honestly, this is such a beautiful skin-like cream foundation. This is definitely in my top 3 foundations. I'm obsessed with this.
Welcome to my brutally honest review of every single blush I have ever tried. You guys loved it when I did a concealer themed video like this, so I figured I would talk to you about all these blushes that I've tried as well. I'm gonna do my best to give you some good reviews, and obviously, as always, honest opinions only. First up, and I feel like a lot of people probably have the same opinion as me on this, the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand. I have shade Pinkgasm. So basically, I think that if you're looking for pigment, this is not it. However, if you're looking for like a shimmery sheen, this is great for that. Just be careful that you don't let it dry down too much, because I feel like it can be more difficult to blend out if you wait too long before blending it, you know? Like, it dries down really fast, so be careful with that, but if you're looking for like a shimmery sheen, this is great. Next up, and these are all the same blush, I just have a mini over here, they're just different shades, the Merit Cheeky Flush Balm. These are definitely some of my favorite blushes that I've tried. They are so creamy, they have great color payoff, they're not like ridiculously pigmented, but they're the perfect amount of pigment in my opinion. I really love these, and I can't say enough about them. They're also super easy to apply, because if you want, you can literally just swipe them on. They're great. Another solid cream blush that I absolutely love is the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte Blush Stick. I have it in shade Cherie, and that's the other fun part. It comes with a brush. I haven't really used the brush much to blend this out. It's not really like the greatest option, because it's a little too precise for blending out blush like this, in my opinion. But anyways, it has one, so that's cool. I love this shade too. It is absolutely beautiful. It's like a nice like mauve-y pink. That's like the best way for me to describe it. But it's also super easy to apply. Reminds me a lot of the Merit blush sticks. Maybe not as creamy, but definitely up there. And yeah, I love this stuff. It's great. Next up, we have the Benefit Benetint. Now, I really have mixed feelings about this one, because if you're looking for like a super light stain blush, like this is great. I like to use this on my lips more for that kind of stain, because it really does not have much pigment there. Like, you have to build it up quite a bit. And also the watery texture almost like stresses me out a bit when I'm putting it on my cheeks, because like I feel like if I mess it up even the slightest bit, it's gonna be ruined. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so this one I have mixed feelings about. I really don't know how I feel about this in the end. But if you want like a sheer stain, this is your girl, I guess. Next up are these Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek Cream Blush Sticks. Now, I also have mixed feelings about these. So one of these little tiny blushes, like in comparison to my face, that's how large the thing is. One of these little tiny things retails for like $24. I don't know how to feel about that. Anyways, these also take a little bit of warming up. Like, swiping them on is kind of difficult, because they're not as creamy as the Merit blushes by any stretch. So you do have to warm them up a little bit, but once you do, they're a lot easier to apply. And they have pretty good color payoff. They're easily buildable and everything, but, I really haven't noticed many issues with patchiness with these, as long as you warm them up. That is essential. Next up, and I think literally everybody knows these at this point, the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blushes. These are hyped for a reason. Let me tell you, the pigment payoff is insane. You have to be very careful not to use too much, or else you will be very, very blushy. Anyways, but yeah, these are incredible, and I also do find them like super easy to blend out. I've never had any issues with patchiness, and like I said, pigment is incredible. Another blush that I think is pretty similar to the Rare Beauty is the Say Dew Blush. This is another liquid blush. And then also, let me show you the applicator because it is just perfect. Look at that doe foot. Like, it does not get much better than that. But yeah, color payoff on this is also incredible. Super easy to blend out, and I never have any issues with patchiness with this. Next up, we have the Glossier Cloud Paint Blushes. And man, I used to be a part of the Glossier cult. Let me tell you, I was obsessed. But looking back, and now after trying these again and not being like 12 and obsessed with them, they are what is flying around me? They are decently pigmented, but they can get patchy. Like, it is a little bit more difficult to blend these out, I feel like. They're kind of a hit or miss. Like, they have a decent shade range, but mixed opinions. Next up, the Drunk Elephant Eau Blues Rosy Drops. If you guys follow me already, you probably know that I am a proud Drunk Elephant hater, and this product is no different. These gave me like zero pigment. I literally applied these to my face, and I had to look for the pigment, and it still wasn't there. Like, these gave me nothing except for like a little bit of a shimmer, because it does have like a little shine to the formula. But in terms of blush, no, it's not happening. Moving on to the Fenty Beauty Killawatt Highlighter Duo. And I know they call this a highlighter, and you're like, but it's not blush. That looks like blush to me. Anyways, this is literally like the only powder products that I'm showing in this video because I don't use a lot of powder-based products except for setting powder. The pigment of this powder blush is incredible. I saw it first in Madison Beer's Vogue video, I'm pretty sure, and immediately was like, oh my goodness, I have to try this out. And I actually made a video with it back in December, but it is incredible, and this has made me like a powder blush for once. So that says a lot, and it also has a really nice like shimmer to it once you put it on, and like I said, pigment on point. Okay, and back to the cream blushes. Next up, we have the About Face Cheek Freak Blush. I have it in shade Smash. What is up with these names? This cream blush I also do really like. I think I heard some people complain about patchiness with this one, but I've personally never experienced that. I do like to apply this with a brush and just kind of like dot it all over, so there's really like, I mean, it doesn't really give me much room for error when I'm trying to be very precise with it. But yeah, I love this blush, and this is like the ultimate rosy shade. I feel like this complements my skin tone personally so well. So if you do have a similar skin tone to mine, you might want to look into this. Okay, next up is the Summer Fridays Blush Balm Stick. This one also reminds me a lot of the nude sticks. This is super easy to swipe on just like the nude sticks. It has pretty great color payoff. Not super pigmented, but a good amount of pigment in my opinion. And yeah, this shade is also beautiful. It's shade Dusty Rose, and yeah, I love this one too. Next up, we have the Rare Beauty Melting Blush in shade Nearly Berry. I find that this one isn't as pigmented as their liquid blushes, but it is a different formulation because it's a solid cream rather than a liquid. But anyways, yeah, I still really do love this shade, especially for the winter time. Have never noticed any patchiness with this one either. Super easy to apply, and definitely a very creamy formula. I love that. And then last but definitely not least, we have the Tower 28 Beauty Beach Please Cream Blushes. These, oh my goodness, these have got to be one of my favorites, if not my favorite blush that I have ever tried. These are super creamy. They have great color payoff, and they are never patchy. These are, honestly, yeah, I would say that these are my favorite blushes out of everything I've tried. And this shade, personally, is my favorite. This is the shade Office Hours, and it is a beautiful mauve-y rosy shade. But yeah, I guess that concludes all of these blush reviews. Thank you so much for watching if you stayed until the end. And let me know if you want to see any other brutally honest reviews, because I'm always down for that.
This is a black foundation. It's from Sunset Makeup, and it's not a face paint, it's a foundation. They come in a bunch of different colors, but today we're gonna try the black one. It's so crazy how pigmented these are. Like, what the heck? Goes on so smooth. Oh my god. It's not like face paints where they dry out your skin and they get all crackly and gross. This literally feels just like a foundation, but it's black. This is amazing for costume makeup. If you're a cosplayer, Halloween, you can make a skull or paint a robber's mask over your eyes like this. But remember, if you're not black, Don't be painting your whole face like this. It's also really easy to take off with just a makeup wipe. These are so cool. Which one should I try next?